Good afternoon and welcome to the third SEO Tear Down podcast where we talk about your SEO efforts and we try to get a business website owner on here so we can tear down his site and rebuild it live on air and in real time. Don't have a business owner website today, but we're going to talk about the Penguin 4.0 update from Google. Sort of just released, not exactly, and I'll explain what that means. So Penguin, in case you didn't know, the Penguin update is part of the Google search algorithm, and this one affects link building. So what it does is it looks for spammy links and penalizes websites based on the quality of the links back to the website. So if you have good, high-quality links back to your website, then you won't have to worry about the update. But if you are spamming, if you're using spammy type of links, including PBNs or spammy blogging comment tactics, then you're likely to be penalized. One of the bigger changes for this update, however, is the last time there was a Penguin update was in late 2014. So it's been almost 2 years since the last update. Maybe it has been 2 years. And so anybody who was penalized on that update hasn't been able to recover until this new update, which this update is rolling out. So this update may affect some people today, may affect some people tomorrow. They didn't give an exact date. However, it does appear that it has been added to the algorithm. So you may not feel the sting right away, but you will feel it. So in other words, you're going to want to keep on top of your backlinks. The biggest change to this update, however, is that it's now going to be a continuous update instead of just once every 2 years or, whenever Google feels like it. It's now going to be a continuously updated part of their algorithm. So they may update it today, they may update it again tomorrow, and you may not feel the sting until they get to an update that impacts the backlinks to your website. You're going to want to stay on top of the backlinks to your website. Use tools available widely on the internet to check the backlinks to your website. Just Google it and you'll find tons of tools that'll do it. Google does have their own tool in the Google Search Console, but you're going to want to stay on top of those and make sure none of the links back to your website are spammy in nature that are going to hurt your search results. You're going to want to monitor your search results. So keep track of keyword rankings and your overall traffic to your website. Make sure that's not anything going on there. The good news is that if you are hit with a penalty, it'll be quicker to recover. The bad news is you're going to have to stay on top of this more than ever. So with that being said, stay away from PBNs. And if you're not sure what a PBN is, and I don't remember what the acronym is, so let me look it up. I believe it's something about private blog network, but let me just confirm that. Yes, private blog network. So you're going to want to stay away from private blog networks. You're going to want to stay away from websites that look spammy and have nothing to do with what you do or not relevant. You're going to want to stay away from commenting on those just to place a backlink to your website. And there's another type of site, and I'm drawing a blank on it right now, that you're going to want to stay away from. Some of the ways you can get high quality backlinks. So this is always the hardest part of SEO. In my opinion, it's the hardest part of SEO. But the best way to get high quality backlinks, number one, social media. Okay, so you should be sharing your content on your social media. Hopefully other people are also sharing it. And primarily Facebook, Google+, Twitter. Those send signals to Google, and those are high-quality backlinks. Pinterest is another one. You may or may not know, you can actually place a link on your pins on Pinterest. So if you're not sure how to do that, you can I'm sure Google it and get the answer to that. But otherwise, reach out to me, scottgombar.com. I'd be happy to show you how. It's not that hard, and I'll show you how. Those are some ways. And then reaching out to relevant websites where your content can be placed For example, I blog on business2community.com. I've just recently been added to socialmediatoday.com. So if you can find relevant sites, high quality sites, blog on there, and you'll have a backlink to your website. By the way, most comment sections on blogs have no follow links anyway, so you're really not helping yourself if you use that tactic anyway. What else can I tell you? So just stay on top of your links, your backlinks to your website. Now this is this is off-page SEO, not on-page SEO. We've been focusing on page SEO, and I do have the webinar starting next week, the 6th, and I have a few seats left open. So if you want to get involved in that webinar, it's a 4-part webinar. It takes place on Thursday nights at, I believe it was 8 p.m. And you will learn everything you need to know to prep your site so that Google, Yahoo, Bing, and other search engines can find it on the internet. You can build a website, you can put it on the internet, but if it's not indexed by Google and Bing, then it's not going to be found by anyone. And if you're not doing what you need to do to get it indexed, it'll never get found, and it won't show up in the search results. And then there's other things you do on top of that once it is indexed, or while you're getting it indexed, I should say, that you need to do in order to rank even higher for what it is your audience is looking for. So that is starting next Thursday. It is 4 Thursdays in a row, 4 consecutive Thursdays, 8 p.m. Just go to my site, scottgombar.com, and on the top, you'll see search engine marketing. Go to that menu option. You'll see the webinar series link there. So that webinar is all on-page SEO. Off-page SEO is a little bit different, and part of off-page SEO is link building. And link building can be a daunting task. I would not recommend going to Fiverr or any other source and purchasing backlinks. Those backlinks are not going to be high-quality backlinks most of the time, and you may end up getting end up getting penalized by Google for some of those links. And now, I mentioned if you do find that you're somehow dropping in rank or dropping in traffic, and you suspect that backlinks are the problem, you're not going to get a notification. You're just going to see that your results are dwindling. You can research the links and then use the Google disavow tool to remove them. This is the way to remove the links. And then, monitor your results again, making sure that your ranking is at least steady or improving, and making sure that your keyword rankings, your traffic is improving as well. So this is the Google, again, we're talking today about the Penguin 4.0 update. This is affecting your link building strategy. There has not been an update in almost 2 years, but there is an update being implemented now, and it will be an update that will be continually updating, for lack of a better word, and therefore you're going to need to pay attention to your results, your ranking, and your traffic, and make sure that nothing has changed for the negative. Now, if your traffic is growing, great. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Of course, Google changes their algorithm almost twice daily, over 600 times a year. So you always want to keep monitoring your traffic and your ranking for key keywords, because you never know, even if you're doing everything white hat, which, by the way, you should be. Everything should be white hat. Everything should be done the right way. And then if you are doing everything the right way, then you shouldn't have to worry. Sometimes stuff happens. Somebody who wants to get even with me might place backlinks to my website on spammy websites. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you could do about that. But if you're paying attention to Google Analytics and to your keyword rankings, and there are a ton of tools out there for keyword ranking, and I'll show you the one I use. I actually do this from my phone. It's called SERP Mojo. It's a free app to a point, and then I think it's only a couple dollars to upgrade. So I track a bunch of keywords. I apologize for the phone. I did. I thought I turned it off, but apparently not. Anyway, excuse me. So I track rankings on my phone for keywords, some keywords, or on my tablet. So my tablet has most of it. There's a few that I track on my phone, and I'll show you what it looks like. I may have my own app developed that does similar. So this is what it looks like. Oh, that's terrible. You can't really see it. I'll take a screenshot and send it to you. So, I'll add it to the show notes. Anyway, so keep track, stay on top of those things. I run that keyword tracker every day. I check Google Analytics. I'm having a hard time talking today, people. I check Google Analytics on a regular basis, probably at least every other day. And I have, I don't know, 30 or 40 websites in there. And I check all of them for any extreme fluctuation in traffic to see what it's about. And then I do a more thorough check usually twice a month on everything, or when the client requests. Now, one of the other changes to the Penguin update, again, Penguin affects backlink building, link building. One of the other changes is before you were just knocked off the Google search results altogether. Now they devalue. So in other words, if you have a link back to your site that somewhat questionable, you may not drop dramatically. You may drop a little bit. If it is something that's a little more extreme, or they sense or they detect that you are just spamming left and right to try to get links back to your website, or you've hired someone on Fiverr, for example, to spam your link everywhere, then you may face a more severe penalty, and you'll see that in your traffic and in your keyword tracking. You, again, will not be notified if there's a penalty, so you just have to keep an eye on things. And I guess the point I'm trying to make here is two things, really. Use white hat methods of link building, and that would include adding it to social media, high relevancy sites, guest blogging on high quality websites that are relevant to your business, adding it to social media, sharing your content over social media. Those are all white hat methods. Going to Fiverr and purchasing for $5 a bunch of backlinks to your website, not white hat, and it's not going to wind up well. The other point I'm trying to make is always use white hat methods for SEO, because if you are, then you don't have to worry so much about the impact to your site if something bad goes wrong. If there is an update to an algorithm or whatever the case may be. Again, there's almost 2 updates a day. Well over 1, almost 2, 600 plus updates a year. You never know when one of those updates is going to get you. So you have to keep an eye on things. So due diligence and honest white hat methods of SEO, those are where you're going to win the battle in SEO. So until next, I am really having a hard time talking today, guys. Sorry. Until next time, I'm here every Wednesday noon Eastern to talk about SEO and SEO Teardown. Hopefully next week we have a website owner that we can tear their site apart and show them what they're doing wrong. But until then, scottgombar.com, and I will see you on Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, Growth Success Radio. Go to growthsuccessradio.com for more information on that.